Hi, everybody. Jennifer Blevin Smith with Integral Clinic Solutions, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Navigating the Business of Medicine. Today, we're going to do a little review of the Identity and Access Management System, which is offered by CMS. I'm going to do a screen share, and it's a very important resource that I talk about a lot, especially in my contracting and credentialing videos. All right, so here we are at the home page of the Identity and Access Management System page. It is managed by CMS, Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. This is going to be the main place that you are going to be going to. It's like the gatekeeper for multiple different CMS websites. It's going to be the same information that you create here for your username and password. It's going to be used for logging into PECOS, NPPES, the EHR incentive program, and then this. And so I thought that we would go over this as a screen share to help you get more comfortable. Again, I will put the links in the video description so that you can go in there, read stuff at your own pace, review it, and bookmark it. I highly suggest bookmarking it. And the first part of this video series is going to be going over the frequently asked questions because that's going to be a little bit longer than I anticipated when I was kind of doing my dry run. And then the second part of the video that we'll release the next day, we'll go over the quick reference guide. So just some getting familiar with this home screen here, you see that there's a sign in. So if you have an existing username and password, you can do it, enter it right here. And then it will ask you to do a multi-factor authentication. The multi-factor authentication became required, I think, like almost 2 years ago because of fraud and everything and making it harder for people to access to get the information because, in this technical world, everybody is, jumping in to try to get an access to places that they shouldn't. So the multi-factor authentication is to help you and also to make sure that the device that you're accessing it from gets registered and they'll remember it for a certain amount of time. The one access to multiple accounts is right here. So like I said, you use all this same login credentials to get to NPPES, PECOS. From those websites, from the INA website, you can manage staff, you can authorize users, you can take them away. And it's really important because this is a government website, especially a government website. It's important that you're keeping all of your login information secure, which that should be across the board general for anything that you have created a username password to. Insurance websites, Mac websites, personal banking websites, even. I mean, you shouldn't be keeping things unsecure. You want to select a strong password. They walk you through their requirements, so that's good. It does change. You have to change your password like every 60 days. And you need to report any unauthorized use of accounts. And this is a government account. Like I said, it's going to require a little bit more than most insurance companies do because of the information that's on here, and it is a government website. This has access to all of a provider's information about their profession, their personal stuff, just like CAQH. And it could be very damaging if the wrong people got access to this information. If you don't already have an account, you would create an account here. Just some tips about creating an account. When you register an email address and a phone number, make sure you don't use an employer phone number or a work number or a work email address. Use your personal email address, use your personal cell phone number. And I say that because this can follow you through your career. It is something that you can establish, and if you can have access to resetting your passwords, finding out your username if you forgot by using personal information, then it makes it a lot easier because then you can be granted and taken away from past employers, providers that you've worked with, granted access for new ones, and it just makes it a lot easier. They will recognize your social security number in the system if you try to create a new account, and then you'll have to call if you don't have access to your old work account. Let's say you don't work for an employer anymore, or you don't have that phone number anymore, and it just adds a lot of complication. It might make you create a new account. They'll have to reset it. It's just a mess. So I have found it very easy to maintain this by using my own personal email address and phone number and not have to worry about, oh my gosh, did that go to my last work email where I no longer work, or oh, the phone number. So just keep that in mind. From here, you can go to the PECOS website by clicking on this. You can go to the NPPES website. Again, PECOS is where you would manage all of the Medicare credentialing and contracting information. And then NPPES are NPI numbers. Down here, you can see the quick reference guide, which we will review in the second video, and then you have the frequently asked questions. I personally suggest going over these frequently asked questions and then doing the quick reference guide, because you might not recognize something that's discussed in the frequently asked questions, and then you can look it up in the quick reference guide, connect the two, and it'll be like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Or you can be like, oh, I remember seeing that there. It will just help you get familiar, or it might even help you answer questions you already have. And then, you can just maybe verify it in the quick reference guide. But at least know these are here. You also can learn more about the multi-factor authentication that is now required. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to log into or click on the frequently asked questions. It's quite extensive. If you look at this, it's 23 pages, and that's really, really nice. And you can just scroll through this. They have it in a bunch of different categories: multi-factor authentication, when do the changes go into effect, how does it work on the other systems. And it goes through all of this stuff, and it's really helpful. Like I said, I think after this video, before going to watch my next video when I release it on the quick reference guide, I encourage you to look through this, read through it, so when we go over the quick reference guide, you'll be even more familiar with it. Again, this is a government website, so it's telling you kind of some of the things that a lot of people are asking questions about when they're going through the process of setting up a new account and when they're troubleshooting issues. And they, say, why does it need to be unique? The email address, of course, it needs to be an email address only you have access to, not everyone in your practice or somebody else in your practice. Again, it's that security thing, and it's just for your eyes. And all portals that you are going to be accessing professionally definitely needs to only have access by you, and your staff all need to have their own individual access as well. Sharing logins is not okay. That is a security thing, and it's very important that if staff are sharing logins to different commercial insurance portals, Macs, anything, they all need to be signing up for their own. And this is especially true for the government, but for all of them. So as a manager provider, you are responsible for making sure that's happening in your practice. So unique email address, confirming identity, standardized addresses. It's telling you that there's a social security that already exists. Maybe in the past you did create an account and you didn't realize it, or you didn't connect it, or you were unfamiliar with it. And now, it's giving you, so it's just helping you get some ideas on how to troubleshoot and fix everything. And it's good to go through this and make sure that you can get access and you're using information that you will be able to utilize when you're troubleshooting. So if you go through this, it's really helpful. It's nice because this also kind of goes through the different roles that you can assign people to as a provider. You're going to have managers, you're going to have staff members that are going to be working on your behalf, and you want to be able to strongly understand what access you're granting them and why. And the frequently asked questions has that information, but it goes into even a deeper dive, and we'll review those in the next video. But just make sure that if you're granting access to someone to your organization as an owner of a practice organization and your own provider profile, that you're giving them the minimum access necessary for their roles, because you don't want to be giving them too much access in case they could mess something up, or, I mean, not intentionally, it could be totally unintentional, but you just, you always give the minimum amount of information that needs to get patients treated. It's the same thing when granting access to your profiles and portals for people working on your behalf. So you just kind of scroll through here, just really read through it. It's really nice. See, what does an authorized official do, an access manager do, and a staff end user do. Those are the three main roles here. And it's just really nice. Go through it. Get familiar with it. Like I said, we're halfway through. It has a lot of information. And then we'll go over the quick reference guide in the next video. But check out the frequently asked questions. I think I'm going to read through it a little bit more as well, because I know that they update it regularly. Yeah, I probably haven't read it since before 2021, not going to lie. I've been on this website for a really long time. So anyway, I hope this helps. Again, check out my next video. We'll go over the reference guide for this. This is the gatekeeper to all the CMS websites when it comes to credentialing and contracting, especially. I have released my new credentialing and contracting course, and we talk about Medicare PECOS a lot. And so knowing how to access that website would be good. If you're interested in taking my course, please check out my website, www.integralclinicsolutions.com. And at the bottom of the homepage, there is a button that you can click that will take you to Thinkific, which is who is hosting my course. Or there will be a link in the description of this video, along with the links to the INA homepage and the frequently asked questions guide. You can just copy it, paste it, and access it that way. Smash the thumbs up button if today's video was helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And please share this with all colleagues, especially people who are new to healthcare or have never had to access the identity and access management, but maybe will in the future. Take care, and we'll finish this next time. Bye-bye.